Alrighty then. Successful Indie Author, 5-Minute Focus, episode 1074. What's inside of you? Our Stanley's back there behind the pillow. What's inside of you? Only you know. What's deep down inside, what motivates you, what drives you, what keeps you doing what you're doing, what helps you make decisions about what to do. It's what drives you when no one else is there. I've seen a lot of resumes where people say self-starter. Are you really? There's very few people who are. But for those who are, I think you become indie authors because you have to be. When nobody else is there, what are you doing? Me, I'm alone. Me and Stanley. Writing words, getting stuff ready, prepping, doing work, writing, and then more writing. Writing 50% of the battle to be a published author and to continue publishing. Just got to write. Tell stories. What's inside of you, that's what everybody sees when you're in a crisis. When everything breaks down and all your shields are stripped away, what's deep down inside is what people see. What do you do in the darkest moments? As a writer, it's hard to maintain yourself because it's just you alone here. And sometimes you flip out, you go on social media, post stupid shit, and nobody likes it. All of a sudden, you're ostracized. But I didn't mean that. Hey, when your shields are gone, then the real you is exposed. So what do? How do you keep the real you, make the real you better? Then so when it's exposed, it's what you want to be. And when you're there alone, you're doing what's right. I've heard the statement that there are two wolves within you, and they're always fighting, a good one and a bad one. Well, which one wins? Well, whichever one you feed. That's a great allegory and a great statement. What drives you? If it's just anger, rage, is that what's boiling beneath the surface? Well, that comes out too often. And we're seeing a lot nowadays. A lot of anger, a lot of rage. Some of it's justified, some of it's not. The person within, how are you funneling that? As an author, you can funnel that into your words, funnel that into your stories. You can write better. You can write more impactful. To Kill a Mockingbird, that didn't just come out of the blue. It was for a real reason that book was written, painted on a landscape of the social environment of the day, and made a change. I like talking about Star Trek 4, where Save the Whales, right? Started, there was like 5,000 humpback whales back then. But now there's a lot more, 30,000, 100,000. It's a really big number. A movie, science fiction movie, influenced people to save the whales. What's inside you? What do people see? What happens when it's just you? Some people say it's integrity. What do you do when no one's looking? Well, that's what's inside of you. Make sure you feed it. Make sure you nurture it. And also understand that there's no one to blame. You take full responsibility for everything you do. You get all the rewards too. And that's what's great about being a writer. It's you. You did that. You wrote that book. You put it out there. People bought it and liked it. People were entertained because of the art you created. Doesn't get any better than that. Motivate yourself. Then you publish that next book and nobody buys it. They hate it. Well, what do? Well, I'm not going to write a book like that anymore. Write a better book next time. Laugh and move on. See what's inside. Show people the good person that's inside of you, and you'll always be able to write great books then, because you will be self-motivated. You will be a self-starter and have that justified on your resume because it's real. You sat here when nobody pushed you and you wrote a whole book. That's a great thing. Peace, fellow humans.